Did you ever expect to go to church and beg to be changed to normal? You beg for the life you used to have so the pain, the bullying, and the hate would stop. Imagine how much lives have changed for being who you are. This is the life as LGBT.
Family's view on sexuality was always in terms of very heteronormative ideas of sexuality, meaning they just believed in that men and women were straight, and that when they grew up, they would, if you're a girl, you would end up marrying a man, and if you're a boy, you would end up marrying a woman.
My sister is really religious, and she's all about God, so she always says that I'm going to go to hell if I keep thinking I'm transgendered.
Well, I have always, when I was younger, had always had this feeling that I was attracted to girls, mostly when I was in middle school, but being so young and a lot of people weren't out as lesbian or gay or bisexual, and a lot of people weren't talking about it, and so I didn't have the language until I was much older, until I was in high school, that I started seeing more celebrities coming out. There were people who were actually talking about being gay.
And I am here today because I am gay.
I was starting to see gay straight alliances, GSAs in schools.
How I realized I was transgender was over a post on Instagram that helped me know that I was transgender. And it was hard for me to think of a way to come out to my mom without being all scared and emotional. I tried my best not to be emotional in front of her.
I was affected once I started to come to terms with my sexuality, that I was a lesbian. Growing up in a house that was very religious and attended church often, it was very conflicting and it had a lot of psychological effects on me growing up, because I tried to hide it as much as I can and tried to deny it, that I was a lesbian. And so in school, I was not out, and at the time when I was in high school, had very long hair. I looked very feminine, and so I didn't look like someone who would be stereotypically a lesbian. And so I was able to pass when I was in high school, and I didn't come out in high school, and so I didn't face any bullying and harassment from my peers. But from home, it was a lot of rejection of my own identity, not being able to be authentic with myself.
Nothing changed about me. My personality is still the same, and I still have the same humor. The only thing that probably changed was my style, my fashion sense.
You don't just come out once, which is very important to highlight, because a lot of people think you come out once and you're out of the closet. And I remember the first time that I came out, besides coming out to myself and being really acknowledging that I was a lesbian, was in high school when I was a sophomore or junior. I came out to my best friend at the time, who I had a crush on, and so I had come out to her, and at the time I thought I was bisexual, and so I told her I came out as I was bisexual. And so that was one of the first times I came out. But then I came out to my family sometime when I was in college. I remember we were sitting at a McDonald's, and I was telling my mom was asking me who were my friends that I hung out with a lot, and if there was anything that I wanted to tell her, and I was like, yes, Mom, I like girls. And I got the reaction that I was expecting to get. She started crying and was telling me, are you sure you're not confused? Are you sure this is not just a phase? And so that was the first time I really told her that I liked girls.
I don't think I felt accepted when coming out as transgendered, because my family not really accept me. My sister mainly, because my sister is really religious, and she kicked me out of her life, basically. I don't have her phone number or anything. She doesn't talk to me anymore.
But I've heard continuous stories of youth who have had to transfer schools because they're bullied or they're harassed on a daily basis, even if it's being pushed to into their locker, or having derogatory words yelled at them.
I was bullied in a way for being transgendered, some by my family because my dad would never accept me. There was this time Last year, a kid, while I was in the restroom, decided to say to get out or else they're going to hurt me. So I said no, and the kid pushed me against the wall in the bathroom and kicked me out of the bathroom, saying that transgenders aren't allowed in a certain bathroom.
So what's next for the LGBT movement? Are we done? And so my response is no, that there's still a lot left for the LGBT movement to overcome as far as policies and as far as public education, changing hearts and minds. But a lot of friendships that you develop now, you'll be carrying on to the future. And so just keeping each other's backs and being supportive to each other is very important, because you never know what someone might be feeling at home or at school, and if they'll be there in the next day. And so being supportive and just being kind to one another is very important.